Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat. Or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. I am working on my Elizabeth. I'm not quite done. I have 8 sections left. I am actually filming this a little bit early. I normally film my WIP and Chats on the weekend, but since this is going to be a long holiday weekend, I decided I would film it a bit early. Also, now I can film it while everyone is not in my house, and it should be fairly quiet. So I'm trying to get Elizabeth done because, of course, lots of stuff coming up next month. I will get into that. So before I get into my life update and everything else, I'm going to zoom into where I'm going to be working, and then I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let me start my timer. I've got some drills poured in here. I'm actually using my half and half gridded tray from Creations de Clos. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, I'm actually really liking this one. I wish the walls were a little bit higher, but other than that, this one has turned out of the 3 that I bought to be my favorite one. So I'm going to start in this section like I usually do with my dark brown, not black, and I'm going to fill you guys in on my life update. So last time I talked to you guys, I was still in Canada for my last WIP and Chat. So if you haven't listened to that, go check it out. The trip home was interesting, to say the least. We, again, on the way home, had 3 legs of flights. We flew from Bangor to Newark, Newark to Denver, and then Denver to home. So Bangor to Newark was good. Even though we didn't get to stay in the hotel that we normally do, we turned in our car with no problem, our rental car, and made it to the airplane, no problem. The Bangor airport is not huge. I think it only has like 12 gates or something like that, maybe not even that many. And it's kind of a small airport like our one at home. So yeah, the flight there was good. Also, we were flying first class on that flight, and so yeah, it was nice. Denver, again, in Newark, we had another long layover, and my youngest was kind of hangry, so I'm glad we had the layover. So we stopped and got something to eat and had time to wander around for a little bit before we had to get on our plane. And when we checked in Bangor, the airline person at the check-in counter, because we had bags we were checking, said, "Oh, you guys aren't sitting together." Well, when we had upgraded our seats on that flight to get more legroom for my son, they didn't have 3 seats together. So we got 2 seats together, and then my husband said, well, I'll sit by myself. He was a couple of rows ahead. He wanted a window seat, so he's like, well, I'll just take this window seat by myself, and I'll sit with my youngest and it'll all be good. So when we checked our bags, she's like, "Oh, you guys aren't sitting together. Let me move everyone." Which I'm thinking, how's she just moving everyone? Because there were no seats together, or we would have been sitting together when we did the upgrades. So whatever. So we get on the plane, and she has upgraded us to the very front row, which probably most people would like, and there was a lot of leg room. For me, it was annoying. I am short, so I can't reach the bulkhead in front of me. And also, because you're right at the bulkhead, you can't have your bags with you. There's no seat in front of you for you to put your bags under. So they told us we had to put them in an overhead compartment. Well, the overhead compartment over our seats had a life raft in it. So we had to put our bags in overhead bins that were like 5 rows behind us. And I told my husband, we have a tight connection in Denver. We're going to be the last ones off the plane, because we got to now fight people trying to get off to get back to get our bags. Well, then the people that were sitting in the row across from us, across the aisle from us, had the same issue. They were trying to make a tight connection in Denver, and he's like, they didn't have anywhere to put their bags. because they're literally sitting right there in that first row as you get on the plane. For this plane it was big enough that first class was like where you get in the plane, first class was ahead of that, and then everything else was behind. So the stewardess told him that she would put their bags up in first class because there was room, and then he could just run up there and get them when the plane landed. So my husband gets up and says, well, we have the same issue. Can we do that too? Yeah, as long as there's room. So my husband went back before the plane even took off, gathered up all of our bags, and then put them in front of us rather than behind so we could try and make our connection. My son has never really flown before, and he's like, why are you so worried about this and all that? And I said, okay, look, you're not supposed to get out of your seat until the seatbelt light is off, but as soon as we start taxiing for the gate, somebody in the back of the plane is going to have their seatbelt off. They're going to be going through the overhead bins to get their suitcase and whatever, and trying to be the first one off the plane, regardless of whether or not they have to make a connection, because people just lose their minds when they fly. All kinds of courtesy just goes out the door. It's just frustrating. I mean, I know everybody has places they're trying to get to, but yeah, it was just frustrating. We did end up taking off on time, so that was good. And my youngest only concern was that he had a TV so that he could watch a movie, which we did, so he was fine. I dozed off and on through most of the flight. The flight itself wasn't bad. No screaming kids jumping up and down or anything this time, so that was nice, but just super annoyed about the whole baggage situation. So I was like, she should have just left us where we were, and it would have been a lot better. And I mean, she was trying to be nice, I get that, but whatever. Anyway, so we land in Denver, and of course we've got, trying to rush to make our connection. We actually, because we had such a long layover in Newark, had bought snacks and things to take, like a sandwich and stuff to take on the plane for Denver to, when we were in Newark, we bought it because we knew we wouldn't have any time in the Denver airport. We'd probably just be running for gate, so we wouldn't have time to stop for snacks. We did actually end up having time, but we didn't know that. So anyway, we had time to eat our snack instead of having to waste our time trying to go find one. So we're running for the gate because, of course, once again, we were in the same terminal, so I can't complain too much, but once again, we were supposed to land at one gate, and then our departure gate was supposed to be 5 gates apart. Instead, it ended up being 30 gates apart. And I'm slow, I'm old, I got a bum knee. We're hustling to try and make it. And I gotta say, I don't know what happened, but in between all the hustling and, I don't know if it was just the adrenaline of me just kind of going, but something in my knee I don't know if it was a pop or a snap, but it feels like something loosened. And my knee actually feels better. I'm able to go up and down the stairs without real pain. It's not 100%. If there are still certain ways that I can't sit or lay. And previously, it's my left knee. Previously, I could sleep on my left side fine. I can't really do that now. It makes my left knee and my left hip hurt, which is where they told me the issues were, which is why it was confusing, because it wasn't hurting me to sleep on them before, but it is now. So I'm trying to get back into doing all my PT exercises that he'd given me in the hopes that, whatever I popped or snapped or whatever gave way, it actually feels better now. So, all that running for the gate was actually good. My knee is not 100%, but it's way better than it was, and I'm super happy about it. I hadn't realized how much it was kind of weighing on me until I realized it felt better. And yeah, just kind of crazy. Anyway, not a fan of having to run through the Denver airport. We usually fly through Houston or DFW. We had the option to fly through Atlanta. I think we've flown through Philadelphia before. I think if we fly again before we move up there, I will definitely be avoiding the Denver airport, just because it seems like we had way more trouble with things having, tight connections and issues with planes leaving late, and that makes us late for the connections and everything else. And just, my son was not a fan of having to sit around, but personally, and I know I'm probably strange because this probably wouldn't be most people's preference, but for me, I would rather sit in the airport for 2 or 3 hours and have time to wander around and, eat and go to the bathroom and do whatever I need to do, even if that's just sit around and read a book and know that I'm going to be there on time and, ready to go, rather than feeling like I have to marathon run for the gate because everything is scheduled so tightly that I don't have any wiggle room. So talking about health, everyone is healthy and well. My knee is doing better. Hubby's dad is doing well. He got to visit him quite a bit while we were up there. I don't know if it's the medications that they have his dad on. I don't know if they finally figured out that because there was some concern that he was on too many medications and that one of them or some of them were causing interactions that were causing some of his problems. He still has dementia. He's still not, fully there. He is going to have to be, he needs round the clock care, but he's not sick anymore. So now they're just waiting for him to, one of the veterans home to have a bed open up so that they can move him into long-term care there. Because every time we go there, or any hospital really, I will never understand how people get well in a hospital because, I understand there's doctors and they give medicine and all that, but goodness gracious, I don't know how anyone sleeps in a hospital. There is always somebody making noise. And, the few times that I've been in the hospital myself, whether it was just to, give birth or whatever, there's always somebody coming in to talk to you, to poke you, to prod you, to take blood, to just let people sleep. And unfortunately, my husband's dad is in a ward, and one of the guys that's in the ward with him, it's I shouldn't say it's a ward. I guess it's not like a big barracks room or anything, but it's a room with, I think, four beds in it. And one of the guys that's in there is they're all people with, dementia issues. And one of them gets very belligerent and aggressive, and he's just very loud most of the time. And yeah, I don't know how people sleep in hospitals. His dad's doing better, so that's all good. We were all very happy to get home and sleep in our own beds. It was very nice to stay in the cottage, but yeah, super glad to be home and just, I told my husband, I think the trip kind of cemented for me. I still don't want to take everything, but I think now I'm leaning a bit more towards taking more stuff than I thought, just because I, at least, and I think my son as well, need to have some of that familiar things around us so that it doesn't feel like everything is completely new. In some ways, Canada is very similar to the US, but in other ways, it's very different. The area where my brother-in-law's cottage is very bilingual, very French leaning, and it's just a bit disconcerting for us not to be able to understand everything. Just something as simple as, we went to a fast food place and ordered fast food, and a lot of the workers default to French because there are a lot of French-speaking people in that area. And they switch to English as soon as you start speaking in English, but just that initial, I feel like I should respond in kind, and I half the time don't even understand what they're saying. Somebody mentioned Rosetta Stone. I actually had looked at that as an option when we were first talking about moving. Learning it is going to be difficult for me, I think, because I think Rosetta Stone and some of the other ones, they get you to where you can be conversational, which is great, and that would be very helpful. But for me, I'm a very visual learner. I like reading things and seeing them, and taking notes is how I learn best. And so just having these conversations, I don't think it won't be the easiest way for me to learn. French is difficult. Just the in the little I've had, you know, the little studying that I've done of it, there's accent marks and things like that that make a difference, and the pronunciation. Sometimes the way you pronounce a word it looks nothing like the way it's actually spelled. Lots of consonants don't get sounded, you know, they disappear in all of the vowels. And yeah, and of course, you know, maybe I'm just making this all more difficult in my head than it needs to be once I actually try it. But I need to figure out if I'm going to do Rosetta Stone or something else. We'd actually looked at Rosetta Stone, a while ago. My son was looking at language courses for his major, and we were talking about doing French. He doesn't want to do it as a course where he's going to get a grade. He's okay with doing like the Rosetta Stone and stuff, but I hadn't initially done it because of the cost. And this was like over a year ago that we were looking at it, and our move wasn't quite so imminent, so I hadn't wanted to spend the money. Also because, you know, language is one of those things where if you don't use it, you lose it when it's a foreign language. And, you know, we weren't going to be someplace where we were going to be seeing someone or speaking to someone or hearing it all the time. You know, once we get up there, it'll be a different scenario. And yeah, so that's on my radar too. Anyway, we were glad to be home, sleep in our own bed. You know, we did shopping up there while we were up there, discovered some things that we're going to miss. That's why I said, you know, I think we're going to need some things that are familiar. I drink tea every morning. I am not a coffee drinker, but I do have tea every morning. I drink a black tea, and I could not find a store up there that carried black tea. Now, I'm sure I probably could have ordered it online or something, but we were going to be not there long enough for that. So I, you know, telling my husband, oh, maybe I need to stock up on it. And also, we have a very specific sugar-free creamer that we use. My husband uses it. My husband and my son use it in their coffee. I use it in my tea. We also could not find that anywhere and couldn't find anything similar. So I'm like, my morning tea just tasted wrong the whole trip. So I'm going to have to figure out something there, whether that's, you know, stock up on what I like. We might be able to get it via Amazon in Canada. I don't know. We didn't check that out while we were up there. Or, you know, maybe I'll just have my daughter send me a care package every once in a while since she's still going to be in the States. We'll see. After we got home, we spent the day. Does anyone else do this? Like, I cleaned my house before we left, so it would be clean when we got home. Even put new sheets on the bed and everything. So everything was fresh and clean when we got home. However, you know, once you get home, I'm one of those people, I don't like laundry laying around. My husband is fine to just, yeah, I'll leave it all unpacked tomorrow. I'm going to take, you know, we were home on Sunday. It was his last day before he had to go back to work. And he wants to just sit around and enjoy his time off before he goes back to work, which is fine. But I'm just, even when I was working, you know, I can't, nope, I'm home. I want to get everything unpacked, everything put back where it belongs. I want to get all my laundry done so that, you know, when the week starts on Monday, everything is in its place and ready to go. So I spent most of that Sunday, first Sunday back, did the laundry, went through our huge stack of mail that my daughter kindly kept track of for us while we were gone. We had to get groceries because we had no groceries in the house. And my husband actually went out and mowed the jungle that our lawn had become while we were gone. So yeah, after we did all of that, we decided, you know what, we're not going to cook. We're just, even though we probably should have, we treated ourselves to some Chinese takeout, and it was really good. It's a company that doesn't exist in Canada, so it was like, I should eat it now while I can still get it. My youngest and I took a break from our morning walks this week. We actually left for Canada the day after his last final, so he really didn't get much of a break. I mean, we were doing things while we were traveling up there, you know, had to go to the Services Canada and get our SIN, all the stuff with crossing the border. And then, you know, he just kind of got dragged around everywhere with us, all the family stuff that we were doing up there. We had dinner with my husband's family 3 times, I think, while we were up there. And, you know, I tried to give him time to kind of stay back in the cottage while we were doing things so that he could have some time by himself. He was ready to come home long before the trip was over. But anyway, when we got back, I said, you know, are we going to pick up our walks again tomorrow? Because we actually didn't walk while we were in Canada. We probably should have, but it was a little cold and neither one of us had brought jackets. I had a coat, but not a heavy coat. And he had just brought a sweatshirt. He didn't bring a jacket at all. And there wasn't one at the cottage that we could borrow because it's not usually that cold when people are there. And I didn't want to buy a coat just to have to, you know, turn around and pack it and bring it home. So anyway, we just didn't walk while we were there. And now that my knee's feeling better, I was kind of anxious to get back into it to see if we could walk further now that my knee's feeling better. He wanted to take the week off because he wanted a chance to just kind of sleep in and enjoy not having any schoolwork for the week. So we'll see when we get back to it after the long weekend if that's going to be any better for me. Crossing my fingers that my knee is better. Hubby was a little frustrated. He actually took off work one day this week because he wants to buy a vehicle, an SUV, that we can tow a trailer behind so that we can just move our own stuff instead of paying people to move our things. And he's had his eye on several vehicles and several trailers, and he'd been talking to this dealership about one of the vehicles they had that he wanted to see. You know, talk to them over the phone. Oh, well, they want him to come in and look at it, which is fine. But he's like, I don't want to have to take off work. You know, had already been off work for a week. And they're like, so, you know, he's like, I want some assurance. We have a car we're trading in, you know, talking finances and what he was willing to pay for the vehicle given its, you know, year and mileage. Oh, yeah, that's all great. Come on in. And then, of course, once he gets there, oh, no, we can't possibly do that. So they just wasted his time and cost him money because he had to take off work. And he was not happy. And I said, this is why I hate car shopping and I refuse to go with you until you've narrowed it down to something that we might actually purchase. Because I just get frustrated at all the runaround that you get. You know, they'll show this one car. Oh, this is this great deal, but it's only this one car. And amazingly, you know, every time you go in to look at it, that car has already been sold. I don't like shopping for cars. I want to just go look at what I want, see what's available. You tell me what the price is, and if I like the price, I'll buy it. And if I don't, I walk away. And of course, I don't know if they thought my husband was joking or if I don't know. This dealership has already called and texted him like 3 or 4 times. It's like, I don't even want to deal with them. I'm done. I'm done with that dealership. So no. What else did I do? Oh, I sent my passport off for renewal. We did get, my daughter's came, her new one came while we were in Canada, and I got the old one back in the mail a couple of days after we got back. So I think it took 5-6 weeks to get hers, so I'm hoping mine goes that quickly. Yeah, just crazy. Anyway, hoping that's all done. Okay, I think that's everything for my life update. Making some good progress here on my dark brown that I'm filling in. I actually got to say, I'm really loving how this is turning out. I have several ABs that I'm adding in as well as some glitter drills. I actually really love how the glitter drills are turning out. I think it really adds a lot because it's, you know, in her gown and it just makes her gown look that much more rich, I think. And I think the extra ABs are adding a lot too. So I'm really excited to show you what this one likes when I get it finished. And I'm trying to get it finished before the end of May, which I think I can do. I'm really hoping this long weekend lets me get some pretty good diamond painting in. Like I said, I've only got 8 sections left. 7 if I manage to finish this one while I'm still talking. I don't think I will, but yeah, hopefully this long weekend means I get in some good diamond painting time. We're not lake people, so we're not going to be going to the lake or anything. I'm not a camping person. If we did go to the lake, it would have to be in an RV where I could be inside in the air conditioning without all the bugs. And I don't swim in water that I can't see the bottom of, so I don't get in lakes or oceans or any of that either. My husband makes fun of me and so does my son, and I'm like, I don't care. I can't see the bottom of it. Nope, not getting in. One of our last stays up in Canada, we went up to a falls that's on an Indian reservation. I guess they don't call them Indian reservations. A First Nation reservation is what they call them up there. But anyway, we went up there, and we had gone up there previously on a previous visit with my daughter, and she was trying to cross where some of the rocks were, and she'd slipped and fallen and really bruised up her foot pretty bad. Neither my son or my husband remembered. I was like, how can you not remember? Like, she was literally, hobbling around almost on crutches for, the rest of that trip because she slipped. She was only wearing flip-flops, but it was the middle of summer. And anyway, the falls were gorgeous. They were running a lot faster than when we were there previously. Of course, previously I think we were there, that trip where she fell, I think we were there in like July, and this time we were up there, at the beginning of May. So looked like it might be some good whitewater rafting. I don't even know if they allow that up there, but back to diamond painting. Oh, while we were up there, so I'm trying to finish Elizabeth because she was too big to take with me, but while we were up there, I managed to finish my Paint Gem Museum mini set, and lots of you gave me good ideas for displaying them and using a photo album book and that kind of thing. I don't know if I will do that or not, just because that's another portfolio book I have laying around and I feel like I have too many of them already, but it's a great idea. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do because, like I said, the other ones that I have are not nice, neat little rectangles like the museum set was, so we'll see. But anyway, I finished the museum set. I finished the purse puppy that I was working on. He turned out super cute. I'm debating whether I'm going to do a separate video on him because, you guys, so many things going on. So I finished the puppy purse, and I finished the museum set. I actually caved and ordered Benedict Blue from Diamond Art Club. I've gotten it, and I got another kit because you got to get that free shipping. Got another kit that I think I might use as a prize when I do my DP for Vets event in November. Yeah, so next month, coming up very, very quickly, is DP for Pets 2023. I have my Fiona Dragon ready to go. That's going to be my first kit. And then I want to do my doggies set from the Paint Gem. And then June is also Pride Month, so I would love to do my Paint Gem rainbow set for Pride. And then I've got 2 other kits that I could do for Pride as well, if I have enough time to get to everything. I don't know how long my dragon is going to take me, so I don't know if I'll be able to get everything finished that I want to. Aim high. If I miss, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I know I'm going to be busy with DP for Pets, but that's okay. I actually feel like I'm accomplishing more this year. And I don't know if that's actually true or not. Like, I don't know if I have more finishes at this time this year than I did this time last year. But I feel like I'm accomplishing more, so I'm just going to call it a win. I don't know if it's because I'm doing bigger kits, and so that makes it feel better that I accomplish it because it's big. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to focus on working out of my stash, and so I can see my stash, getting smaller. I don't know if that's the reason, but whatever the reason, I'm happy about it. I feel like I'm getting a lot more stuff done. I'm way less stressed about how things are going this year in general. Last year, there were several instances during the year where I felt like I was kind of struggling to come up with ideas for videos. And this year, I feel like I have too many ideas and I don't have enough time to do them all. I feel like I'm doing better, so I'm being more productive, so it's all good. And I know I have, this next month coming up is going to be busy for me because of DP for Pets. Huge thank you to everybody who has signed up. I will be doing a kind of a launch video on June 1st, so be looking for that, where I think what I'm going to do is kind of like a little midweek whip and chat, so I can start working on my dragon, my first kit for that, and then hopefully move into some other things so that I can get multiple kits done, because that's my goal, is I want to get multiple things done. And I also have more than one event, because like I said, I would like to do something for Pride. So yeah, just lots of things going on, but I feel good. I feel like I can get it all done. I feel like I'm focusing, and yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to say a huge shout out and thank you to Brenda. Brenda contacted me on Instagram and asked if she could donate some kits for giveaways, and I said, oh, of course. And she sent them to me, and not gonna lie, again, huge thanks to Brenda for sending them to me. One is a Craftably kit, one is a Dreamer Designs kit, and not gonna lie, one of the kits is, I think it's the Dreamer Designs one. I think maybe it's the Craftably one. One of them is one that I've actually had my eye on for a while, and I'm kind of tempted to keep it so I can do it for myself and then just pull something else out for a giveaway, but we'll see. Yeah, and I had already said that I was going to be doing giveaways, weekly giveaways. So I'm not sure if they'll get included in that or how I'm going to do that, because what I'm doing in the weekly giveaways for sure is that I'm going to be giving away some Muka kits. Now, these are from budget diamond painting companies, but they are public domain art. They're nice kits, and they're Muka, who I love. So I have 4 kits that are pretty large that I'm going to be giving away. And as part of those weekly giveaways, I'll be including other stuff. I haven't got all of those put together yet. That's on my to-do list for this long weekend. So once I get those all put together, then every week that I do my regular WIP and Chat on Sunday, I will do a drawing from everybody who has filled out the entry form for DP for Pets. So if you haven't filled out the entry form yet, make sure that you do that. I will put the link for it down below. You can fill that out at any time. The exit form will not be open until June 15th. So if you finish, before June 30th, then yes, feel free to fill out the exit form once it's available. But remember, you do need to finish, and you do need to fill out the exit form complete with a photo of your finished kit in order to be eligible for that final prize package drawing. And that's the one with the cute craft room chaos kit from Oraloa that I am including. And maybe by the time this is all over, I'll have some extra stuff to add in. I don't know, we'll see. So the Muka weekly ones, and then the final prize package giveaway, which will not be on June 30th, obviously, because I'm giving you guys until midnight to fill out the exit form. Yeah, at some point after that, I will do a montage video like I did last year, showing everybody's finishes. I've seen some people's pictures on Facebook of kits that they're doing. Someone is doing an adorable duck. There is someone doing the bubblegum spaniel that I did last year. I've seen a couple people who are doing like customs of their pets. That's awesome. And yeah, I'm just super excited to see what everybody is going to do. I love seeing people's diamond paintings. So if you want to follow me over on Instagram, I post all of my stuff over there, and I do occasionally post stuff on Instagram that I don't end up showing on the channel. So if you want to see some things over there that maybe you wouldn't see here on YouTube, go follow me over there. The Facebook group is growing by leaps and bounds. So if you go to my About page on YouTube, there should be a link, or up at the top, there should be a link to the Facebook page or group so that you can join it, or you can just do a search. It's just Diamond Painting Anonymous. It has my same logo that you see on all my YouTube videos, so you can find it that way, because I think there's more than one group named Diamond Painting Anonymous. I was the only one when I started, but there's several other ones that have the same name. So I mean, join them all if you like diamond painting, but if you're looking for mine, but it's growing, and super happy to see everyone over there. And once you're in the group, feel free to post pictures of what you're working on. Feel free to ask questions. If I don't know the answers, hopefully somebody else will. Everybody always has lots of good suggestions. I get lots of good information and feedback from you guys, so I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, it can be a really good resource, including for me. So hop on over and join up. Would love to see you over there. I think I'm almost done with all of this dark brown. I started to say black, but once again, it's not black. It's just dark brown. All the 3371 for this particular kit. Get my drills here so I can do some multi-placing to finish this up. And then I think I will call that good. How long did I blather at you guys? I hope everyone enjoys their long weekend. Like I said, we're not planning on going anywhere. We're just planning on spending the time at home, relaxing and enjoying things. I'm sure my husband will probably fit some car shopping in there. He always manages to, but he actually enjoys car shopping. I do not understand that, but that's okay. I think that's all of the dark brown in this color anyway. So let me put these drills away, and then I will zoom out and I will show you guys what I got accomplished and how I've been working on this kit, and it's actually made it much more enjoyable. So okay, so you can see here I've just kind of filled in all of the dark brown here, and you can kind of see here, you know, in the other patterns of her other sections of the canvas, you know, you fill it in. So I get all the black done, and then I can fill it in with the yellows and the oranges and the reds and some of these kind of tans and whites. I think the ABs add a lot. You can see here where I've sprinkled in some ABs and the oranges, and you can see here where I'm adding in these glitter drills. I'm just having a lot of fun. Am I making mistakes? Yeah, of course. Nobody will know but me, and I'm having fun, which is what's important. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, guys, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. I hope you all have a great holiday weekend. For those of us here in the States who are getting a holiday weekend, if you were in Canada and you had last Monday off for the holiday, I hope you enjoyed that holiday. I'm going to have to work on keeping them all straight. So now that we may be, you know, my daughter's going to be here, but we're going to be up there, I'll have to keep them all what's what. Anyway, as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.